Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from BoardGameCo, and by the time you watch this video, hopefully what's left of this remnants of my hoarseness is gone. Because one of the fun things, by the way, unboxing of Terraforming Mars should be evident from the title you clicked on, unless of course you got this on autoplay, in which case, hi! Thanks for sticking around through the autoplay. But all that said, this is going to be Terraforming Mars, the unboxing thingy, and this is going to be Terraforming Mars, the stuff I already own, which we have just in case I decide to combine things. And that's going to be the box of Terraforming Mars extras that, well, we'll get into all of that soon enough. But before I do any of that, let's top shot for my coffee. I always believe in this, I like the coffee shot. It's a reminder that I actually am drinking on camera, because I'm not just like holding here with a cup just for character development. No, I actually like coffee. It's board games, coffee, and family, not in that order. And no, I'm not telling you the actual order either. But neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get into this. This is going to be Terraforming Mars. Well, Kickstarter, big box, tiles. Now, I will say, I am sad, genuinely sad, that I saw stuff about this box before the unboxing. Because, you know what I would have loved to discover with you? Because my reaction would have been great. It would have been amazing. I'm sad that I did not do it. Well, I'm sad I didn't have the opportunity to do it. And what I mean by that is I'm referring to this over here. Now, either you know exactly what this is, in which case you have already spent all the time you need being mortally offended, or you don't know what this is, in which case it's party time. So this, well, let's go through it. Let's just pause the video, just think through for a second, make an educated guess about what this is if you don't know already. And now let's go ahead and go into it. Okay? Let's go ahead and go into it. This is going to be, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to go through it. I'm going to go through this. Are you offended yet? I can't even. So, if you haven't caught on yet, this is going to be the Terraforming Mars metal cubes individually wrapped. Individually wrapped. I feel like someone said, you know what? Let's not keep the three types together. Let's have those individually wrapped. And someone at the factory did not understand what they meant. So we have, I don't know, what is that, 180 little miniature plastic bags. I am not even that environmentally conscious. I should be more environmentally conscious, but I'm not. And I'm offended. That is horrific. Either way, Terraforming Mars or Stronghold Games has already basically responded and said this was not what was supposed to happen. They apologize. They will ensure nothing like this ever happens again. But in the meantime, enjoy your individually packaged metal cubes. Because, well, whatever. So, let's go through this. Terraforming Mars, the big box. Let's see what we have in here. Because we have the tiles. We're going to take these out. We're going to go through all of these shortly enough. What else do we have? We have this thing over here, which has some sort of degree of you assemble something. Oh, you assemble it like that. That seems pretty easy to follow. We'll go ahead and do that too. We'll do that on video. This is a smaller unboxing than many, so we have the time, the opportunity to do things I wouldn't normally do in a video. We're going to have this filler space for all the content that's actually going to be showing up there, so that can go away. We have a deck box of sorts with stuff of sorts. Ooh, cards. These are going to be the promo cards. We'll go through that as well. Then we have the individual cube trays for the players' individual cubes. We have these trays, which are going to be for things that I don't remember offhand. And then we're going to have the giant card box, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is there a way to get this out? We have to pull this out first, because that card box does not really want to come out properly. And then we have this. So, this, everything you're seeing here, that's going to be the contents of the box, which makes for a fairly boring unboxing video. But we're not done yet. We're not done. Because first of all, I don't need stuff to have an unboxing video because I'm just talking to the camera, so I don't really care. Talking to you. The camera is just a fill-in for the you. Whoever the you is today, because the you could be anyone at any given day. Now, I am curious whether all the cards will fit in the box. That's why this video is going to be more than just an unboxing. It's going to be a, let's see if we can fit everything into Terraforming Mars on camera while talking about Terraforming Mars and anything and everything else we want to talk about, because that's what I do here. So to begin with, let's start by going through and putting all the things in here. Now, I will say, oh, I better have, scared me, okay? I got scared for a second. You ever have that moment when you back something on Kickstarter and then you realize you didn't back something that you meant to back? It's not a fun moment. The whole point of Kickstarter is to get the thing you want. And when you find out you didn't get the thing you want, well, I mean, it's first world problems, absolutely. If I don't have my plastic biodomes to my little Martian whatever, this is not a big problem to have. But plastic bags, that's just one plastic bag. Fortunately, these are not individually wrapped. Let's go ahead and take a look at these tiles, because this is going to be one of those things where there was a lot of fuss and a lot of, well, complaints about the way these tiles looked. So, you know what, maybe I will actually just go ahead and set up some Terraforming Mars situation over here. Let's see how it looks on the board, because why not? So we'll take this, we'll toss that over here, we'll open this box over here, toss that down here. We got our non-individually wrapped plastic cubes. We'll toss these around over here. I'm just going to figure this all out as I go, putting stuff wherever, grabbing the board. What I just want to get right now is I want the board for this box. So here's the board for Terraforming Mars, or at least one of them. This is actually Hellas and Elysium, but hey, that's cool. You can work with that, right? So we're going to put this down, move these to the side, metal cubes galore, put the knife somewhere where it won't hurt me, because it will otherwise hurt me. And let's just start filling up this board. Maybe with biodomes, maybe without. I don't believe the biodomes go on force. That seems unnecessary. Let's go ahead and find some water. This is just, let's look at what Terraforming Mars looks like when you deluxify your Terraforming Mars experience. These still stack nicely, so all things, you can go ahead. I almost said all things considered. I'm not going to. I don't know what it is about that phrase. What is it about all things considered that I think it's a great filler sentence? Meaning when your mind's processing, when you're talking to, well, you, the camera, whoever, and you're looking for something to tide you over until that next sentence enters your mind. I mean, I do film without cuts, well, unless I sneeze or cough or whatever, but part of that is you have to find filler words. You have to be comfortable with pauses. You have to be comfortable with just taking a moment as you think through the next word in your sentence and then having an introspective moment while you figure out what to say. You have to be comfortable with that. You have to be comfortable with an occasional drink of coffee. Sometimes you end up looping around, repeating something you just said. Sometimes you end up looping around, repeating something you just said. That does buy you time when you loop around and you repeat something you just said. People don't often notice it unless you do it too often, because if you repeat what you just said too often, people will slowly but surely pick up on the fact that you're repeating what you just said. But if you do it occasionally and infrequently, people won't necessarily notice that you're repeating what you just said. So just make sure to do it infrequently. That's really the key there. But past that is going to be filler phrases. Filler phrases like, what was the one I just used? Now I can't even think of the one I use. All things considered. All things considered is an excellent filler phrase, except for the fact that I use it all too often, and I use it when it doesn't really fit. Part of what makes a good filler phrase is when it actually does fit. But all things considered is just kind of a catch-all I use. This board is looking pretty, by the way. I'll get to the complaints soon enough, but the board is looking pretty. We're going to go ahead and put these down. I'm not bothering to fill them with my cubes. Let's go ahead and grab some city tiles, because we have our specific monuments, we have some new special ones from the Kickstarter, and then we have more of these. This looks like a fun little board. Now, if you want to use your biomes, so what you want to do is you want to clip these biomes on at the front facing so you can still get your cube in there, but then you clip them onto the city, and if you want, you can glue these on. So let's go ahead and show you a biome over here. Let's show it to you. Yep. That's going to be a biome over here. Okay, and if you want, you can glue it on, but do not use a glue that has fumes. Like, use a basic white glue, I believe. Google this. Do not go with what I'm saying. There wasn't actually an update on the Kickstarter in case you're uncertain, but you can go ahead and use that as a reference point. We're going to go ahead and throw these biomes on the city. And then that will give us, you know, some more reference. But it's just, you know, because cities on Mars need biomes. And if you're going to play this game, let's at least be somewhat realistic about what's going on. I really like this. This is a gorgeous... I need to play Terraforming Mars. I need to play Terraforming Mars again because, first of all, Terraforming Mars is one of my favorite games of all time. And second of all, is now it looks cooler, okay? I am all about the pretty things. I don't remember what this bag is for. This bag is for... I think it's for more of the new stuff, which means it goes on the ground over there to be cleaned up later. But, okay, we're going to go ahead and keep putting cities out. Now, cities can't touch each other. You have to be mindful of that, even when setting up your fake little board. In fact, if I'm doing that, I broke a bunch of rules, let's be honest. Because I broke a bunch of rules about the fact that you can't just put things randomly. They have to be touching something you own. I'm not even bothering to delineate what it is that I own or don't own. But I will say this. I don't care about the complaints. I don't yet. We'll get to the complaints soon. But this right here is beautiful. I mean, you can't tell me that this isn't a pretty looking board. I mean, you could tell me it, but you'd be wrong. Dead wrong. Now this, I don't know what this is. It's a marker of some sort. Let's go ahead and call that our terraform rating marker. I have no idea. We have another marker of some sort. We have more markers of some sort. Some of these are going to be for expansion stuff. Things I haven't actually played with. I've only ever played with Terraforming Mars. I've played with Hellas and Elysium. I've played with Prelude, because if you don't play with Prelude, you're playing this game wrong. And then I've also played with Turmoil. And that's it. I have not played with Colonies. I have not played with Venus Next. And anything else I'm missing? I don't know if I'm missing anything else. I think that's everything. But basically, the cool stuff is what I've played with. Let's go ahead and put these down. This is so cool. It's so cool. And they have the markers on them. Nice. They have markers on them in the tiny center. I don't know if you can really see that. Let's go ahead and put my hand behind that. Yeah, there. You can see that over there. That's going to be a marker illustrating for the various card you utilize to get there. That's going to be a water tile. We don't want to mess with that. Let's go ahead and put another city tile on the board, because right about now my friend would be messing with me, trying to put this somewhere where it would convenience them. This is actually a terrible board for city tiles right here. We can go do that. This is a pretty board. This does improve the Terraforming Mars experience. There's no question in my mind that this is a improvement on the Terraforming Mars experience. Now, the part you have to be mindful of is the setup and teardown, because if you do have to spend more time setting up and tearing down the game, that can take away from the experience. So, with that, let's go ahead and start putting this away. And I'll just go ahead and talk while I do so, because why not? So, to begin with, these tiles over here, they're not going to be the same luscious red color, the Mars red that you saw in the Kickstarter. Because, you know, it's a prototype, not prototype, it's a render, okay? The Kickstarter is a render. The Kickstarter provides you with renders, and yet people seem to forget that. When they released their first pictures of the updates for, basically for the renders and the pictures of the actual components, I got a bunch of people who reached out to me wanting me to, like, post an update, talk about the Kickstarter, be offended or something like that. And listen, I get it. I have put out videos in the past about, do these go in here? That seems like a waste, but let's go ahead and try it out until we know otherwise. But I've put out videos in the past about the aspect of that's annoying, of being offended on behalf of the audience. Think Kemet back in the day. Think Dead Reckoning. I have certainly taken my time being offended when I believe Kickstarters are not necessarily taking advantage, but potentially taking advantage. So, stuff like that. And I will continue to do so. I have no plans on stopping that. That's something I don't mind doing. I'm just a backer who has... I'm a gamer and a backer who happens to have a larger audience. That's the way I generally put it. And to that end, I got a lot of people who wanted me to talk about this. And I just didn't care, because this, to me, was the typical situation you have with a Kickstarter and renders and then the final copy of the game. There was no massive crime being committed here. The only crime being committed here was the fact that, for some reason, with this, people forgot that it was a render. Have you ever seen any Kickstarter and any degree of the renders and the miniatures compared to the final product? Now, I don't know why it was more disappointing to many people. Speaking for myself, these look fine. Could they be better? Absolutely they could be better. Could they be worse? 100%, yes, they could be worse. Could you make them better by throwing a nice wash on them? Yes, you probably can. If you are someone who mini paints, like I mini paint sort of. I have the materials, I don't actually do it. I don't know if I want to go through the trouble of doing a wash on these. To begin with, I'm always paranoid that I'm going to do one. It's going to look worse. And then I have a choice to make. It can be out of place, or I can do the rest to match. But also it takes time and energy. I'll probably eventually do a wash on these. Probably wait till I see some actual photos of other people who have done washes first. But at that point, I may well go for it. Because at the end of the day, if a wash makes these look better, then I am interested in that. Because better is nice. But yeah, there was a lot of people upset about it. Let me just let those settle. There were a lot of people upset about the whole coloring and lack of detail that the renders had. I'm not one of those people, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view. It's interesting because in the original Terraforming Mars, these are double-sided tiles, the cities versus the forests. You can't get away with that over here. But I like the variety. They have a decent amount of variety in terms of the sculpts or the types. Will they fit? Is there enough room for everything here? I don't even know if there's enough room for everything. I assume there is, because if there isn't, oh boy, then I'll be upset. If you're like, here's some trays, but we didn't include enough room for your trays, that is an entirely different conversation. Alright, cool. So back to Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Mars. If you have not played Terraforming Mars, get the base game of Terraforming Mars, get Prelude, play those two together. Make sure to play it with drafting. Terraforming Mars is one of the best gaming experiences I have ever had, period. It's an incredible experience. It's one that I easily recommend and think everyone should have an opportunity to try at some point in some way. Let's go ahead and put this over here and put this over here. I'm just messing with things over here. It's going to be a mess. This is going to be a bit of a mess today, so bear with me. Past that, I don't even know what video went up today, because I'm filming this today, and I don't know what video went up, well, today, to put it differently. I'm going to go ahead and clip these biomes on each of these. I will probably glue them at some point, especially if taking them out constantly unseats them, but I do want to wait and see if it does improve the look, the feel, if it doesn't stop you from being able to see the cubes. But if they work well, then at some point I'll probably glue these. Also, that one looks like drop damage, so I don't know what's up with that, but we're going to go ahead and put that down over there. But yeah, these are going to be the cities. So Terraforming Mars, Prelude, get those, try the game. Terraforming Mars is a tableau building game where you're going to basically be drafting cards, using those cards, and then making gut-wrenching decisions about which cards to keep them, when to play them. It is a long game, so bear in mind that before you get it. This is not a short, 20-minute long game. This is an hour-long game when you play it solo. It's a 2-hour-long game when you play the base version, and it's a 2 to 3 hour long game when you play it with drafting and with Prelude, and you absolutely have to play it with drafting, which means you have to play it with Prelude too if you don't want to be down for a way too long experience. That said, speaking for myself, I'm in the camp of people who are not averse to playing Terraforming Mars for 8 hours straight, building up an amazing tableau, doing some sort of double-sided map situation. I don't know. There's all kinds of things you could do in the Terraforming Mars system, and I am happy to do them because it's a good game. It's just a good game. This is like, I'm still waiting for the Legacy version. I'm waiting for the Roll and Write version. I'm waiting for, don't they have the dice game coming soon? They have like all these different things for the game. I have backed Ares Expedition. There is nothing they could put out that I would not get for this game. I might get it in retail versus Kickstarter, but I'm still going to get it because it's Terraforming Mars. I did a video on this one. In fact, I did a video with, I believe this was my first giveaway on the channel, giving away a full pledge of Terraforming Mars, which I think I just got the shipping notification for today that it's going. So if you are somebody who, well, if you're the person who won the pledge I was giving away, and you are watching this video, then I just got your shipping notification today. And if it had already arrived, then this video went up more than 3 days later than when I filmed it, because that's the thing. So this is going to be annoying over here because of the way these are. I'm going to have extra room, but like not extra room. Also, this has to go on something. This for sure goes on some sort of, here we go. It goes on a mount over here. This is going to go over here like so. That's going to be fun. And now we have our little, I'm going to show it to you because why not? See this over here? That's going to be our little dome. You can absolutely paint that, of course, do what you need to it. But that's your little mushroom cloud situation. Okay, we're not done yet. We have 2 more things. This needs to go, I need to take 2 of these off. I'm figuring out where everything goes here. Okay, we have, this goes over here like so. That's going to be a regular city, which means we now have 1 extra, which I imagine goes on the city because, I mean, that's the right place to put it, right? Even though it's a special tile, it does seem like it's still a city. So we're going to go ahead and put that over there. Nope, not there. How do I want to do this? I want to take 2 of these off. 2 of these off, and I would like to 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all good. Okay, we're going to put this over here like so. I'm going to put that over there like so. That's going to give us all of that, and then I'm going to go ahead and dump some more forest waters down over here. So it looks like we have extra space, but let's see what else we have in these boxes before I confidently put those away, because I don't know what's in these boxes. Okay, over here we have the completely overpriced, well, overpriced is a relative term. I should not have bought this first player marker. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the I should not have bought you first player marker for the game. And then we have the trade fleets. More stuff that I shouldn't have bought. Where's my knife? Well, actually, this one I don't mind getting. It's the first player marker that I felt bad about. That's the only one I really felt like I shouldn't have gotten. So, Ares Expedition. Ares Expedition. This is one, I mean, Kickstarters are a fascinating place. There's so many ways to spend money, and we shouldn't spend half of it. Some of it I'm okay with. Again, I'll have videos coming out about all this stuff. There'll always be videos. There's videos about why I shouldn't do it, videos about why I do it, videos about why I shouldn't do what I should have done last time I did it, that I did. And then, here we go. These are going to be the fleets. Oh, this is going to be the council for colonies. That's cute. I like that. And then we just have a handful of fleets over here. Just the various plastic fleets. We're going to ignore that that dropped. We're going to pretend it didn't drop, because it's better for my ego if it didn't drop, because that just smashed this lid right off there. So, first player marker, let's go ahead and show you that. I mean, it's nice, but, like, do you need this as your first player marker? Is that, like, we're just playing with toys at this point. Okay, see, I always love these videos because there's always people like myself who got way too many things they probably shouldn't have gotten. That doesn't fit. That doesn't close. What are you playing at here? What are you playing at? If this doesn't close, are you telling me I have to take this off every single time? I mean, now I'm just offended. I guess we'll put that down there and this down there, but now I'm just offended. Okay, nicely, the biomes do fit nicely over there, so we're good on that count. This goes nicely down over here. Maybe nicely, we'll find out soon. Nope, not so nicely, not so nicely, maybe this way. There we go. Nicely down over there, nicely down on top of that. And that's what we have for this stuff over here. Okay. We are not done yet. We have more. We have more to go through, because my goal in this video, well, I have a lot of goals in life, the universe general, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to take everything out of this box, and we're just going to go ahead and dump it into this card pack over here, because I just want to see what it looks like, because I have everything condensed into one box, no special inserts. I do have my deluxe player trays somewhere in here. Deluxe, ooh, those boards are nice. But we're going to go ahead, there we go, cards, 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 nothing else. Where's my card box? It's coffee time. I do love coffee. Okay. Ta-da! Ooh, we got foam dividers, in case you don't have all the expansions. Let's consider them. I don't know the best way to organize these. If these do not fit sleeve cards, we're going to have wars. Somebody's going to get hurt real bad. That's not a threat. That's Russell Peters. Russell Peters, I believe his name is. It's been a while since I listened to Russell Peters. Okay. This is going to be box 1. And ta-da! I'm just going to make a ta-da noise every time they fit because, well, why not? Then we have number 2. This is going to have some Venus Next in it, I believe. That's going to be, is that Venus Next? I don't remember. I haven't used all the expansions here, so I have to be mindful of what I do. They can't just willy-nilly go where they want. Willy-nilly is such a horrible word. Nope, this is going to be fine. I can do all that. This is going to be nice. It's just, these are, by the way, Sleeve King sleeves for those who are asking, or not asking, as it were. That's going to be another. Ta-da! That's going to be more content. Here's Venus Next. That's the expansion I have all sorted, have not played with. Okay, okay, okay. Put it all out, and wait for it. Ta-da! Available on top cam. Yep, okay, got that over there. Okay. We got more cards. More cards. We got this stuff. This is Colonies, I believe, which I'm not ready for. I'm not ready for Colonies, so don't give me that look. So in order to demonstrate the things I'm not ready for versus the things I'm ready for, we're going to go ahead and take this stuff out first. This is going to be all of that. These are going to be the starting corporations. Just the sheer variety of corporations. Why am I throwing my bags on the floor? I need those. I don't need those bags. I'm going to use them. These are going to be the corporations, and just tons of corporations, plus, of course, the prelude cards. These will all go nicely in here because, well, that's still stuff I play with. And then we're going to use this sealed card pack from something and put that over there to demonstrate that those are available. I'm going to put these over here. By the way, if it doesn't fit all the stuff, it looks like it's going to. I mean, it seems like there's room there, right? Although that might change. If you have premium sleeves in your collection, who knows whether that fits? I don't know. This is going to be Venus Next. All the Venus Next cards, which I've never played with. probably should do so at some point. In fact, let me know in the comments down below what you recommend as far as Terraforming Mars and playing with stuff. I played with Turmoil. I don't know how often I'm going to play with Turmoil. It definitely made the game longer. I mean, these are the Turmoil cards. Yep, these are the Turmoil cards. Yeah, I liked Turmoil. I liked what it added, but it made the game longer, and that's a downside. I'm sorry, it is a downside. Let's go ahead and get that box full of extras over here. Okay. Let's try not to have things fall. Oh, come on. They have dividers. That's so nice of them. Now I just feel bad for all the mean things I said or didn't say. Okay, we have dividers, Venus next, some cards, some Terraforming Mars. We have stuff over here. So I'm not going to redo it now because I already used the other thing as dividers, but we're going to dump those in there. That's beautiful. Thank you, Stronghold Games. I know I've said mean things about you in the past, but now we're best buddies. And that's going to be your Terraforming Mars card box. What's interesting is that really, like, you can't see this, but, I mean, this really goes up. What are they trying to accommodate? What are they trying to account for? If you store it like this, I guess if you store it like that, if you store it full up, then now there's still room. I mean, just look at it practically. This is going to be this high, okay? That's that high. We got a solid... Can someone tell me what I'm missing here? Why is this so much bigger than this? Is it so the trays fit properly on top of it? Is that what I'm missing? I don't mind. It's just weird. It's just weird. Now where does this go? This goes in there somewhere. Ooh, look at this. This goes like that, like this. I don't know what any of these things are doing. They just look cool. We'll figure it all out. Cool. So, step one. Step one is this goes back in the box. Okay, we're going to put these over there. We have this over here. Ignore what's going on. But step one, the card tray, now that we're done, goes back in the box. Ta-da! Excellent. Step two is going to, well, we're still up to step two. So, we have these over here. These are going to be all of these. And we'll have to figure out where things go. So, let's take these out, like so. We can solve this problem quickly enough by putting this over here, grabbing my stuff, which are going to be these trays over here, and just dumping them into their respective trays. That's to be a quick 1-2 for those who are looking as far as what to do with their stuff. And there are little clips there, so they store nicely, or nicely-ish. I am happy with this. I'm very happy with this upgrade, I gotta say. I am excited for all the new stuff I have for my Terraforming Mars game, because it's cool, because why not? I can go ahead and dump that there, like so. Now there are some extra cubes I have from one of the expansions. Never really opened these up. Oh, these are going to be Turmoil. Never mind. Turmoil. Okay, that's great. And we got 2 done over there. We have more cubes coming. I'm just going to go ahead and dump these on the floor to get this out of the way. Okay. Where were we? My voice, man, I'm telling you. It's amazing how off you can sound with just a tiny little shift to your voice. It's just, we got a little cube in there, stuck in there. These are going to be this. I'm surprised they didn't offer metal versions of these. I don't even know what they would have done, but like, I'm surprised they didn't have metal. It's just another way to sell people stuff, right? I mean, they could have gotten away with it too. We're going to have these over here. These go here. You have yellow cubes. Do we have white cubes? Where's my black cubes? Where's my black cubes at? What's going on here? We got this. We got this. Do I not have... Oh, here we go. Got them. Okay. That's going to be that over there. And then lastly, the black cubes. So Terraforming Mars. Back to Terraforming Mars. It's an incredible experience. One of my favorite solo games. An amazing game for, 2 to 3 players. Honestly, I think 1 and 3 are my favorite player counts. 2 is good, but I like 1 and 3 more. Now I'm going to go ahead and tuck these back in. And 4 is longer than the value it adds, in my opinion. Also, because you get 4 cards, there is something fun about wondering whether that initial card will make its way back to you. I like it in drafting when you have to wrestle with yourself as to whether an initial card is making its way back to you. I do appreciate that in games. Now, I don't know what goes in here at all. I don't know what many things are going to happen here. So, let's get rid of extra components. We have these as not extra. These guys are going to be extra. So we're going to take these and I'm going to drop them into my box top over there, along with these. It's not to say that they don't necessarily go in the box, but I'm going to figure things out one at a time, because the storage space we're working with is going to be these, and then we have this. This is going to have spot for the first player marker. So that's, in case you're wondering, first player marker goes in there, like so. We have this spot for the deck box that we don't actually know what goes in that box just yet, but we'll figure it all out. This came from over here, and then we have things over there. So I assume we're going to have some metal cube situations over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do the metal cubes last, he says. You know what? Actually, let's go ahead and grab our non-metal cubes back so you can get a feel for how that plays out. We're going to go ahead and do 2 trays for people on the table full of these cubes. I guess they'll go, I don't know, I guess they'll go over here and over here. So I'm assuming these are resource trays. I have no idea. I'm making it up. As far as, you know, just having 2 different trays of access points where people can have different cubes around the table. I will replace these later with metal cubes because it's going to take me some time to deal with the metal cubes. But for right now, we got this and this. Now, if that's not the intended purpose, well, tough noogies, it is now. Okay, that's going to be 2 trays for the resources going in here. Excellent. So again, using this again, these go back in there. Now, I don't remember if there's space officially for, well, other stuff. So let's go ahead through the rest of this. We have the following. We have all of this stuff up here. We have the boards. The boards likely, okay, let's see if we can figure this out. Okay, we got this, and this. I'm just messing with all this. This cube over here can go in here. Okay. And then if we take this spot over here, this is where we should have room for boards. I imagine, just based on the way this works. Perfect. Perfection. Another board as well, in case you have 2. And then we have rules and player things. Ooh, interesting. So this is the spot right here. This is the spot where we would put our player boards. Now, granted, we need to focus on the fact that there is another spot over there. I never punched these things, apparently, so let's go ahead and do that now. We'll dump the rest later. These are going to be for turmoil. Okay, excellente. These go there. We still have this over here, so I know where these go, so we'll come back to them, which means we just need to figure out, well, a few more things. We have to figure out where this goes, and then what goes in here. So this is what we need to figure out. Now, I don't know the answer, but we'll figure it out together. And it could be they gave us room for older stuff, which would be nice if they did, because, you know, we still have older stuff. We have our expired first player marker, which can go underneath the rover. That's a good spot for them, underneath the rover, in case you're someone like me who doesn't throw things out. I throw some things out, just not, it depends. The things I'm willing to throw out always do vary, so. We have our extra tokens over here for special tiles. These are going to be if you back the Kickstarter. You have new extra tiles. These are my special tiles. They're going to go ahead into my giant tile bag. Never ever to be seen again. Well, actually, I'm probably just going to put my tile bag in there. We'll see if they actually belong there or not. That is a different story. But we're just going to go ahead and put these here. I'm just going to see if it all fits and worry about the rest later. So these all go in there. I think I'm going to use this as my, like, overflow for stuff that doesn't actually get used anymore. So we'll figure out if we can get away with that. We'll put these in here. The metal cubes will... Where do the metal cubes... Oh, the metal cubes will go in those trays. We'll just replace them and proxy them out. We're going to put a whole bunch of tokens and things in here. Again, I have no idea what actually goes where. We'll deal with the metal cubes later. And then we have these over here. I'm just trying to figure this out. We're going to go ahead and take this out over here. And we're going to tuck all of these little bags. Oh, whoops. Those are apparently all open. So we have these little bags full of pieces that will go in here. I'm just going to tuck these into there. Honestly, this should probably just go in their respective, their respective trays for their colors. But it doesn't look like there's a ton of room. So I'm just going to dump them in there and call that a day. Maybe I'll put them in a baggie as well later. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get that done. You know what? Let's go ahead and take this baggie. Dump those in there. And dump these in a singular baggie in here. Which will then go in here. Do not take anything I'm doing as the way to actually store stuff. This is literally just me making things work. Then we're going to take these tiles, because these definitely need to go somewhere. And we're going to put these should probably go in here, I imagine. Okay. And that basically looks like a decent wrap as far as making everything fit. So now, let's go ahead back to the box and see if we can make this all come home again. So, this goes over here, except differently. That goes in there. This box goes here. We're going to use the overhead shot for this. And there's going to be some cleanup degrees. Some degrees of cleanup over here. This goes over here, like so. This goes in here, like so. Okay. Then we have the various player board entities of whatever going on top of that, like so. Room for this to fit nicely, as well as potentially rules. Or is that pushing it? Nope, the rules fit nicely there as well. Let's see what else we can do. We're also going to have our player board for Venus Next, as well as some of these trays, which I'll probably put underneath the insert. But for right now, I'll store them in there. So that works well there. We have extra bags over here that we don't care for. These are going to go up top on here, which means the only thing we have left to deal with is going to be this punch board over here, which I'm just going to go ahead and leave up top for right now. I don't remember what it's for, so I'm going to leave that there, along with these things, which means the only thing left to do is to figure out the metal cubes. And that is Terraforming Mars reboxed. Dun dun dun. Off to the side. This has been fun. Thanks so much for hanging around, but a little bit of a messier. This is a boxing slash reboxing. I'll probably call it something along those lines so you know what you're getting yourself into. I don't know what I'll call it. Terraforming Mars unboxing and reboxing, or I don't know, unpacking and repacking Mars. This has got to be some sort of clever title. I'll come up with it later. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from BoardGameCo. I hope you enjoy this video, and as always, have a good one. We're at 39 minutes in. 39 minutes. This is part 2 of the unboxing. We're going to call it the, I don't know what you call, what do you even call this? What do you call this? The debagging? The unsheathening? I actually like that. Terraforming Mars, the unsheathening. And then only people who stuck around past the ending will get it, because that seems reasonable. There's got to be a faster way to do this. Okay, let's do 3 bags at once. This is with a knife, so, you know, if you don't have a knife, that's going to be even slower. That's good. That was not as fast as I would have liked because of the way that if I do a clean cut, that might work better. So let's try to do a clean cut, okay? So what we do next time is we go ahead and we grab a bunch of these. Let's try to do it by bag type so we can properly rebag. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these bags over here. We're going to do like this, like this, like this, and then we're going to do 4 cuts across the top. And then just rip, and that should do it. That's quick-ish. Cool. The good news is more conversations. So, what's up? What's up? What's up? So right about now, it is currently Thursday, May 20th. I never know the date. I know the day of the week. I didn't have to look for that, but it's the Thursday, May 20th. When I'm filming this. So I just got this. This is probably going up next week. You see, I just recently, just this morning actually, same shirt, you'll notice it later. Just this morning, I filmed a unboxing of Assassin's Creed. So basically, 8 o'clock in the morning, I filmed an unboxing of Assassin's Creed, and 9:43 at night, I'm filming an unboxing of Terraforming Mars. Same shirt, different coffee. And don't judge me, yes, I have coffee at 9:43 at night. Does not keep me up, don't worry. So, that's going to be that situation there. But, past that, the situation I'm currently dealing with now is a good situation. No complaints here. But I committed to a bunch of reviews and coverage for various Kickstarter games that I committed to them at various points, but I suddenly looked at my calendar today and I was like, oh, in the next, I don't know, 10 days, I have 13 games I need to cover. Now, the good news is most of them I've already played. From those 13 games, I think I've played 7 of them already, so it's not like I have to play them. I just haven't gotten around to filming the reviews, and, well, that's not true, too. 5 of the reviews are already filmed, waiting to go up. Some of them are still waiting, but they're all going up on the channel within the next, 10 days. And that's when I figured out that even if I'm doing 4 reviews a week, let's say I do currently, I think 5 is the max I currently do. 2 on Saturday, plus 3 more on Tuesday is what I currently have scheduled, and only when I need to. But that's still like basically using up all my time to get those. Like I can't fit anything else extra. There are other videos I want to do. I can't for the next 2 weeks until these are done. I need to be more conscious of the actual schedules, because I'm always conscious of my workload, but I've never been conscious of the calendar. I need to be conscious of that when I say yes and no to things. But so lots of coverage going up. So let's cover what we have going up. So, and not all of this is certain. Some of these I'm still actually waiting on, but let's go through it. I believe I have Mosaic coming. I believe I have Ice coming. I already did Fall of the Mountain King. That is, nope, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I was debating, but no spoilers. Well, for Fall of the Mountain King, I'll give a spoiler. I like it so far, but we'll get into that. I might be doing Soundbox. Soundbox is a game from Horrible Guild currently on Kickstarter, and it's one that's a bit tough because, well, first of all, it's a much lighter party-style game. It's not my usual thing. Because I've covered other games for them in the past, I decided to cover this one as well. It's a party game, so don't expect rave reviews. Expect it to be an amusing, fun party game. But my big problem is I need to get it played, and like it's hard to get a party game played, even with things slowly starting to open up. So hopefully I'll have coverage of it. No guarantee, because the Kickstarter is already active as we speak. So that's going to be that over there. Then from there, what else do we have? We have, I'm trying to remember what I have. I have Ice, I have that, I have Castlescape going up soon. That's already filmed and taken care of. I have more. I don't remember them all. I have Arakan Wars that's going up. I'm going to have Bullet going up soon. That's not an active Kickstarter. That's one that's being pushed off while I get these Kickstarters done. I might have that one. I'm not sure yet. I need to wait to see if it arrives. I have Alchemy, what's it called? Adventure Tactics Alchemy is going to be coming soon. That one I'm covering. That one's actually, I'm probably going to film that review right after this. It's a very easy review to film because it's basically the same content as the base game. So, easy to do that way. But yeah, lots of stuff. 13 different reviews going up over the next week or so. Okay, it looks like we're mostly done with those, with the golds. Time to start on the silvers. Okay, we'll do 5 bags at a time this time. I want to be careful not to cut myself because cutting yourself is bad. So, that's going to be that situation. So, I'm being mindful of that. That's going to keep me busy tonight. I need to play a game with Rena as well. So, we need to play a few games so we can have that going up. And then I need to play 2 games with her tonight and then film 2 more videos tonight. So, it's all good. It's not like I'm pushing myself here. But I'm having fun. I'm having fun pushing myself. That's the fun thing. I'm doing all this content creation. It definitely adds a degree of burden in the sense that, and again, good burden, not complaining. But in the sense that, like, I used to always say that I was Cult of the New, but I played mostly old games. And I still play mostly old games, but what used to be a ratio of like 80%. I used to play 80% old games and 20% new games. And that ratio has very much shifted because I'm doing content creation. I'm covering more and more games for companies and different things, like Kickstarters and things. And so that means that my ratio has shifted much closer to 50-50, which means I'm playing a lot more new stuff and things are cycling in and out as opposed to getting to play my favorite games. That said, I still play my favorite games, just not as much as I used to. But it's more about the push. I mean, the rules. Like, the amount of rules I read right now, I'm playing more than 1 new game a day on average, just for context, okay? That means I need to read and understand a rulebook for a new game a day on average. It mostly happens over the weekend. The weekend ends up being the bulk of my new plays and stuff, but that said, it is a lot of stuff. And it's not like burnout stuff. I'm not going to burn out on this. It's board games. I love them too much to burn out on board games. But yeah, there's definitely a point where I would like to quit other things I'm doing in my life so I can continue to do this stuff, but also not be pushing myself far, far too much. So that's a balance that I will be working on over the next 3 to 5 years. It's not going to happen overnight. It's something that I basically need to get myself financially stable before I can jump off this ledge, because it is jumping off a ledge. Like, if you check my Patreon, I have a Patreon, which is very helpful. I have like 205 patrons. That's excellent. Love it. I really appreciate every one of you. I do have exclusive content as well, including telling you not to back all the Kickstarters that I do every week. And that's great. And I'm happy I have a Patreon. I'm happy I have people who give, and I'm happy I'm able to give back as well. And that's still, keep in mind, like, again, family of 4 over here. I have 4 kids, family of 6. So it takes a decent amount of money to actually be able to comfortably sit there and say, you know what, YouTube ads and Patreon, it's enough. It's enough to jump off that ledge. And I say that because I absolutely could start charging publishers if I wanted to. But I'm not going to. At least not yet. I hope not to ever, but we'll see. Because my goal is, I understand that, first of all, no matter what, I will never become a paid previewer. That's for sure. Because I can't. I just, if I'm doing this to have fun, if I want to make money, I have my day job. The reason I want to leave my day job is because I want to do this instead. I want to do something that I'm passionate about and something that I find immensely fun. And if I just get to sit there in front of a camera and tell you, Terraforming Mars, and it's, you know, beautiful and wonderful, and does this, and I don't get to give you my opinion of the game, then that kills it for me. That kills my enjoyment of it. I need to be able to tell you what I think, because otherwise it's just not fun. And so part of that, can I tell you what I think while taking money from publishers? I believe I can, yes. But it's much harder because it certainly introduces an extra level of bias. It certainly means that I put myself in a position where I would not take money from someone if I'm trashing their game, or being even mean to it. I would say, hey, you know what, I'm doing this one for free, but because it's a mediocre game. It's bad or mediocre. I would not be able to take their money and look someone in the face and take money to then hurt them. I can't do that. But that does introduce a degree of bias. What if I need to pay the bills that month and I can't afford? So I might have to like more games that month. Or even if there's no bias, perceptually it introduces a degree of bias. People don't like when people take money from publishers, and I understand that. I recognize that. I think bias exists because I just don't want to be mean to people to begin with. But I understand that others who aren't in the position of having to do that, others who aren't in the position of having to look someone in the face that you've been talking with, that they sat there and they said, hey, Alex, we'd love to send you our prototype, and then you have to sit there and potentially say negative things, it hurts. It's very, very hard. And I've had people who weren't happy with the coverage I gave, and I've had people who are fine with the coverage I gave, and it really is a mix, but bias exists either way. But my point is, whether or not bias exists, there are many practical reasons not to take money. And so I don't want to take money. But that means that in order to do this full time, I need to be surviving off my wife's income. She's a teacher, so we do have some income there. And I need to be surviving off YouTube ad revenue and Patreon support. Or not necessarily Patreon, but crowd support. And so, sorry, a little on the weather soul. I believe I'll get there. I really genuinely do. I think that I'm incredibly fortunate, incredibly grateful. The channel has grown very quickly in the past year and a half. And if it in any way keeps up that trend, then I believe I will be able to get there without taking money from publishers, and while quitting my day job. Because my goal is not to leave my wife as the primary breadwinner. My goal is to ensure that we are both providing and covering for the family, and that I can do this full time and effectively be in an incredibly fortunate position to turn something I love into my job. Like the idea of this being it, the idea of, you know, maybe being more active in podcasts and sitting there and maybe starting a side channel for playthroughs and just doing content creation all day long, having more daily live streams, taking a more of a Dice Tower approach of, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times a week there's a live stream going on. It's an incredibly fortunate position to be in. The wait is meaningless. The 3 to 5 years, whatever it takes to get there, that's okay, because many people never will. Many people will never get to a point in their lives where they can genuinely say that what they're doing, what they're working for, what's providing them income, is what they love. And again, I'm not there yet. Family of 4 means, you know, $80,000 to $100,000 a year to family of 6. I gotta stop saying family of 4. Family of 6 means that $80,000 to $100,000 a year is effectively what we need to pay the bills, to break even. And so I believe I'll get there. But it will take time. Now, I won't get there alone from YouTube. I'll get there from the fact that I have a day job and I'm able to put money away in savings. I'll get there from Patreon support. I'll get there from YouTube ad revenue. And I'll get there from all that combined with my wife's income as well. Combine all those things together, and yeah, I believe there's a real conversation there. But it takes time. And it's something I'll work towards. And it means that in the meantime, I get comments. I'll get the comments that say, hey, I wish you had more like B-roll and stuff. And I'm like, I would love to do B-roll in my videos. But find me the time. Find me the time in my day where, again, keep in mind, for practical sense, let's talk about my day. Let's do that, because I get this question a lot, and I've never really done a full video on it because I just can't imagine that a full video really works. It just seems like a day, one of those like day in the life videos. I think a day in the life video only really works if you properly shoot it and make sure to cover stuff like throughout the day. That's a lot of work that I'm not well suited to that, or at least not yet. But let's talk about my day. Typical morning has me waking up at 7 a.m. 7 to 7:30 is dealing with the kids, helping them get breakfast, getting the kids up, changing diapers if necessary. Our youngest is currently 18 months, something like that. I should know this. But that's going to be that. So that's going to be 7 to 7:30 every morning. 7:30 till around 8:45 or so is going to be me dealing with emails primarily from BoardGameCo. So I wake up, I deal with the customer service aspect of BoardGameCo. And again, my long-term plan is for BoardGameCo, the retail operation. I don't plan on doing it long-term. It's too much work and it's just not worth the time. The main reason I continue to do it is because, well, first of all, it is extra income. It's not a lot of extra income, definitely not worth the time I put into it, but also because there is a void. I think I will be leaving a void when it shuts down. I mean, 50% of the games traded on BoardGameGeek in the US go through BoardGameCo. That's an insane number, 50%. That's a lot of people who can be left hanging if or when we leave, so I don't know what my plans are. I'd like to be able to train someone in and just not deal with it myself. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. I just don't know if the money doesn't justify bringing in another person, and then I still have to be around managing things in the background. It's very hard. We'll see what happens there. But either way, that eventually will go away. That's going to be some of the time I get back, by the way. So that hour and a half in the morning from 7:30 to 9ish, that's going to be 7:30 till 8:45. That's going to be time I get back, hopefully. But in the meantime, that goes towards BoardGameCo. I'm responding to emails, doing all of that. Then I head to work at around 8:45, get to work around 9. I work only around 10-15 minutes away, so that's all fine. From there, I don't really have breakfast. I really should get breakfast into my habits, but right now, this liquid gold is my breakfast. At around 9 o'clock, I'm at work, and I work till around 6 or so. Put in around 8 hours a day. I get off early on Friday because I'm a religious Jew, and because we take in Shabbat, which is basically sundown Friday through sunset Saturday. But that means that during the winter I need to be home by like 5 o'clock. So I generally have a 9-hour workday on the rest of the week, and then on Friday like 5 hours. Works out to around 40 hours a week. But basically, so I had to from 9 till around 6 is working. Then around 6 I head home, and from around 6 to 8 again I spend another 2 hours or so responding to various emails. I say hi to the kids when I get home, so I'm home around 6:15. I say hi to the kids, and then from around 6:30 or so till around 8:15 or somewhere in that range, dealing with more BoardGameGeek emails. That's generally what my day looks like. And again, that's going to be 3 hours a day, 3 to 4 hours a day, depending if you count weekends, of my life that I'll get back when I stop doing BoardGameCo. And then, obviously, 8 hours a day of my life that I'll get back when I stop doing my day job. So, and I don't know how that works. It might be a phasing out. It likely will be a phasing out. I'll likely have to, phase out from there, because I do have a fairly instrumental role in the company. Then, at around 8:15 or so, and I put the kids to bed around, well, it depends on the kids, but I usually take a break for around 10-15 minutes, put the kids to bed around 8-ish or so, somewhere in that range. And then at 8:30 till around 12 is basically 12:30 really. Nah, 12. 8:30 to around 12, because then 12 o'clock I usually go upstairs and watch something with my wife. And then 8:30 to around 12 is when I will get all the work done for YouTube. That's when I film videos. That's when I plug timestamps. Well, timestamps I actually do while responding to emails from BoardGameCo, because I can do two things at once in that sense. Watch a video while responding to an email. But the rest of the stuff, thumbnails, filming videos, editing videos, setting this up. I mean, again, 9:58 at night. And my other thing, sometimes I do stuff in the morning. It's rare that I do videos in the morning, but sometimes I do. But yeah, so that's going to be all my video time for whatever. Then a lot at nights as well, because I don't spend 3 hours a day doing videos, but I do spend maybe an hour and a half a day focusing on videos. The rest of that time, on average, and it varies by day here, on average, the rest of the time goes towards playing games and reading rules. So depending on the day, depending on what I have lined up, I'll sit down and read a rule book, I'll sit down and play a solo game, I'll loop Rena into playing a solo game, or depending on the night, sometimes we have some friends come over and we play a game that way. And sometimes it's not for the channel, sometimes it's just playing games I like. Other times it's for the channel. Then Sunday. Sunday is where I get the bulk of most of the extra videos in. You know how I do at this point I'm at 1.5 videos a day on average. So most of those extra videos come in on Sunday. Sunday is the day that I typically get 4 or 5 videos done every Sunday. And Saturday is when I get most of my gaming. So I would say on Saturday I tend to get between 10 to 12 games every Saturday in. And then I get another 5 to 10 throughout the week slowly. And along the way, there's other small things. There's, playing games online with publishers to see if a game interests me, stuff like that. But it's I don't stop. I don't stop from when the morning starts till when the day's over. Saturdays when I spend most of the time, Saturday and Sundays when I spend most of the time with my kids, playing games there. During the week, it's mostly just, getting them ready in the morning, saying goodnight to them, and then talking to them here and there a bit, but not spending as much time as I would like with them. And then during the week, every Sunday night, I do get date night with my wife. Serena and I will sit down and watch a movie, grab some food to eat, and that's consistently. Every Sunday night for the past 2 years now, we've had date night. And that's because if you've heard my schedule, then you understand that it is very easy for me to get wrapped up in all the things I'm doing and not spend time with my wife. And so I specifically make a point of time with my wife. And again, that's aside from the time we play. We play games as well, both on Saturday and during the week. But specifically, we have date night every single week. And then in the weekend, like I said, playing games with my kids and playing games with my wife and playing games with my friends. And that is basically my life. I don't pause. I don't do other things. We don't go on vacations, or at least we barely go on vacations. Rena and I, our vacation is once a year at Ravenwood Castle, down in Hocking Hills in Ohio. We hope to go there shortly as well. We're waiting for the mask mandate to lift. Basically, we haven't gone on vacation in a year and a half because, we wear masks everywhere. When we go, grocery stores, whatever, we follow all mask procedures. And that includes going to a Ravenwood Castle, we would have to wear masks. And it's not that I'm not wearing a mask, it's that I'm not wearing a mask and going on vacation. Vacation to me is not wearing a mask for 3 days at a general location. So we just pushed off our vacation, hoping that things would clear up. And we did that for a year and a half. So we haven't had our once a year 3-day vacation where we go to a castle and play board games for 3 days. It is fun, by the way. I do recommend looking up Ravenwood Castle. So that's going to be that situation there. Anything else? That's going to be my daily schedule, basically. Ideally with a little bit more of a voice. Oh, my voice thing. So my voice thing is an interesting one. This typically happens, and it happens so consistently that at this point I should know better. But my body is always, it feels like my body's always trying to be sick, and as long as I get enough sleep, I don't get sick. Because what consistently happens is I can survive on 6.5 hours of sleep consistently. But if I push myself for 3 days in a row, and 3 days in a row is genuinely the number, I have found consistently that it is when I do this for 3 days in a row. When I try to go to sleep, and when I try to get 5 hours of sleep, 3 days in a row, once I can do it. Once a week, sure, not a problem. I can go to sleep at 3 a.m., wake up at 7, it's all good. But if I do that for 3 days in a row, my body starts trying to quit on me. It happens consistently. Now, generally, that happens when Jesse's in town, when Quacklope's in town, and I'm like, oh, hey, well, while he's here, I'm going to make the most of it, and I'll get by on less sleep. But there's usually a reckoning to pay. There's usually a price to pay, because I then get sick for the next week, and I suddenly regret all the decisions I'm making. It's not the worst. I don't feel bad. I don't feel under the weather, but my voice does sound like this, and I do get to cough a decent amount. In fact, it's pretty nice that I have not coughed this whole video. It's interesting. It's interesting how that works. I'll probably hit end recording when this is done and then start coughing. But the way you do things on video can be very different than what you would otherwise do. There's a degree of being able to hold back, that sniffle, that sneeze, that cough. The fact that I'm in quote-unquote presenter mode does shift things up in a way that is, well, different. It doesn't mean I'm presenting. I am presenting. I am. I'm saying things the way I talked about this in the past. I've talked about this in other videos. There's a degree of high energy when you're behind the camera. Not when you sound like this. When you sound like this, there's no high energy. But there's a degree of pizzazz, fizzle, spark, whatever you want to call it, that you have to have when you're on camera. You have to be 10% more yourself. So normally, let's give context. Let's give an example. So normally I'll be like, oh yeah, Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Mars is a great game. I love Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Mars is one of my favorite games. But you can say the exact same things and add a slight bit of pep to your energy when you're presenting. It doesn't mean you're lying. It just means that the camera adds 10 pounds. It also takes away a little bit of your personality. So you have to inject it back in. You have to inject it back in with nuances, with the ways you communicate. So instead of being like, oh yeah, Terraforming Mars is like an amazing game, you're like, Terraforming Mars is an amazing game. There's a slight degree of presentation there. It's not a lie, it's just presentation. There's a difference. If you watch my older videos, you'll see the difference between the way I talked in my first 3 months on videos. And then one day I kind of realized that you have to be presenting. You have to be just to draw more energy. And that energy carries things forward. It carries the conversation forward in a way that just being yourself doesn't 100% do so. It's small things, it's nuances, it's the glances you give to a camera, it's little extra degrees of mannerisms, it's movements of your hands that you wouldn't do in a normal conversation. It's drinking your coffee with a accentuated swivel of your hand, and it's stuff like that. But again, it's all just part of... It's different leading your life on camera. It's not fake. I won't bother being fake with you, there's no point. A daily video. I do a daily video. It's insanity. It's been a year and a half. It's also been like 22 minutes since I started unboxing these bags. That's insanity right there. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the metal cubes in here because I think I should, and figure out what to do with the rest. But this is an hour-long video, so I'm not going to subject you to that. I'm going to call it a wrap, but I appreciate you all. Genuinely. I'm incredibly grateful. I hope to continue doing this for a long, long time. I'm having fun with it. More videos like this, more late night conversations. Again, 10:05 at night. An hour spent unboxing Terraforming Mars. I did not budget that into my schedule. Then again, I don't think anyone budgeted this into their schedule. But the knife works better. For those who have done this the other way, let me know. Is that a bug? There's a bug here. What's the nerve? Absolute nerve getting in my way like that. But if you've done this by pulling open your bags, let me know how long it takes you. If you use a knife, it takes you 22 minutes apparently, and that's while being distracted and talking to you. Thanks so much, and have a good one. You see, I'm going to leave that in. Even that, the way I pause, I end, and then I'll pull back. I'll just be like, okay, well, that was long. Okay, cool. There's a degree. I leave it in sometimes. You'll see the when I do a video with Rena or with Quacklo, sometimes we leave that end in or the start in, and you can see the shift in presentation. Or watch my debate with Quacklo. That's a good one. A good example there. I did debate with Quacklo, and you can see the difference between us talking and then when he launches into presenter mode. It's not fake. It's just energy. Presentable energy. Have a good one.